place I used to know. This is the house we used.
Hey there, this is Mike Munzing, Munzing Mortgage Group. Been a lender down here in Orange County, California for the last 20 years. I know a lot of you out there. I've been bringing you these YouTube videos, in different formats for weekly updates, but it is time again for the foreclosure report. It is time for June 2009's foreclosure report. I'm going to cover a couple of things on this video, so I'm going to be moving pretty quick here. But Sean O'Toole up in Central California with Foreclosure Radar. I'll bring the little logo up here. Great source of information for foreclosures and what's going on, individual properties. You can go onto that site, you can subscribe to that. Sean gets great information out to you. You can use that, use it for your clients. It's good stuff. Hey, real quick, up on the screen, I'm going to bring the overall kind of a spreadsheet here. Once again, quickly recap the process. 3 stages. The filing of the notice of default once your borrower gets behind on his mortgage, maybe 60 to 90 days, the lender can potentially file a notice of default. 90 days after that, they file the notice of trustee sale, which basically says that the lender can sell the home within 14 days. They'll set a date, set a time. Finally, the actual sale of the property at foreclosure. We'll bring that down. Let's jump into the report for this month. Some interesting numbers. We've got all kinds of stuff going on in the government, which is pulling some of the numbers back. It's altering things because they got some restrictions going on from the government. But let's pull up real quick an overall chart. This overall chart shows you all 3 of the moving numbers here. Well, heck, let's move into each one. I'm going to jump into each one. The very first stage here. The very first stage is a notice of default. I'll bring that chart up. I've been kind of recreating these new charts here. Bring them a little bit clearer so you can actually see them and hopefully read them. I begin it over on the left from March of 2008. You can see the high levels coming across in March. That big hard drop I've talked about so many times before in September of 2008 with the passage of 1137, Senate Bill 1137 here in California. Really made it drop. And then it recovered from that, and now we are up to a level of 45,691 properties. That is a jump of 11.8% for the month of June from the previous month. So we are getting some record numbers out there. They had that one spike in March, but now we're still hovering in the mid 40,000 properties, 40,000 notices of default each month in the state of California. Still at record high levels on that. Jumping into the next chart here, we've got the notice of trustee sales. Now, the recent changes with the state government and regulations, that has really pulled that number down. That number dropped 28.9% from last month to a level of 29,853. So May was up over 40. Now June, 29,853. Quite a jump on that. We're waiting to see what happens. Now that's the stage once again where the lender actually sets a date for the sale of the property. Now for the important number, what's happening with the actual foreclosures. Now we'll bring this next chart up, kind of in green there. Over on the right side, you'll see for the this is the 3rd month straight. Look at that line straight up, rocket ship up there. 22,291. We're back over 20,000 foreclosure sales here in June, which is continuing on up now that the previous restrictions are gone. The lenders are gearing up, getting those properties sold and getting them back into their own books so they can try and spin those. We're going to cover some of that here in just a minute. And a couple of interesting numbers that were covered on this. In California, let me read these here. The opening bids. Now the lender brings the property to auction at the steps of the courthouse in the individual counties, and the opening bid as a relation to the actual loan amount. Remember, you get this original value of the property, probably an 80% loan to value, so that gives the lender the actual loan at a certain loan amount. And now these properties have been foreclosed upon, the values have dropped. The opening bid now is at pretty much a record level of 39. It's a discount from the actual loan amount. It's a discount down 39.3%. It's a very big number. That's the average opening bid. In California and all these 22,000 properties, opening bid down 39%. And 46%, look at this number, 46% of those properties have been discounted by 50% of the loan balance or more. That's a drastic number. If you know investors who have all cash, get to the steps of the courthouse. That's where you're picking up the big bargains. Finally, increasing number, interestingly enough, sales to third parties. Once again, the guys who go down to the courthouse, pick up these properties on the cheap, the ones that don't go back to the lender, is about 12.05% are getting picked up by third parties. That number was 5-6% a few months ago. Now it's jumping up. More and more investors are getting that cash, getting down to the courthouses, picking up these bargains, and it's working out quite well for them. Okay, every couple of weeks I keep mentioning my good friend Stephen Thomas at one of our local South Orange County real estate companies, one of the owners down there. He and his dad Gary comes up with his housing report. Fantastic. Here's a picture of Stephen here, and I'll put the little Stephen's name behind me here. But let's take a look at a couple of things. I'm going to bring it up below me here. Hopefully it's not too tall. Over on the left side of the screen, you'll see all of Orange County in the pink. Look at the pink properties first. We've had a little bit of a slowdown on the market. So the average in Orange County months on market for properties is about 2.66 months on the market. About a year ago, it was all the way up to 5.48, but it's actually increased just a little from about anywhere from 2 to 8 weeks ago because the market slowed down just a little bit. Let's look at the hot spot on the market. I keep mentioning this. If you look at the yellow area here, if you look at the left, it's basically from $0 to $750,000. Obviously, that's where the money is. That's where we have the conforming financing, all the way up to 729. We have FHA financing, all the way up to 729. That's where the lending is. That's where I can get you a loan that's rock solid, good rate. That's where the money is. So that's where the sales are, up to 750. So obviously, if you look in the middle yellow section there, properties are on the market from 1.97. The hottest part is basically single-family homes, but this is all homes, 250 to 500,000 at about 1.44 months on market, about a month and a half, and then 2.34 up to 750, and you can see where that was over on the right side about a year ago. Real quickly, I want to bring up, related to the first part, this is the distressed sales. If you look here, the big number I want to show you is that red number, reverse red block right there in the middle down below here. That is the total foreclosures currently active on the market here in Orange County. It's only 374. Now, if you circle back to all the foreclosure reports I've been giving you, these huge numbers of the properties going back to the lenders on the foreclosure report, this is where the mystery is. Yeah, we've got 594 properties currently pending sale, but only 374 here in Orange County are currently active on the market. These lenders are holding back quite a bit. If you have a seller, that's what I've been telling people I know. If you need to sell your property, you've got a window of opportunity right now to try and get, well, I don't want to say top dollar in this market, but we're seeing multiple bids. I helped one of my realtor friends up in Fullerton earlier in the week trying to, felt like judging a beauty pageant, trying to figure out which of these offers to take. They had 14 offers in a day. You know that's happening. This is a $398,000 property, single-family home in Fullerton. That is a sweet spot of the market. It's happening. That's where it's good to sell. Hey, once again, Mike Munzing, Munzing Mortgage Group. If you are following me on Twitter, that's increasingly the hot way to go. I'm getting a lot of neat reports out, a lot of good stuff. I'm even putting a new daily audio blog, just giving you letting you know what the market's doing. Rates are up, rates are down. What's the pertinent hot news in the market, so you can get that. If you're on Twitter, come find me at twitter.com/Mike Munzing. I'll get you that information real quickly. Hope you're having a great, excuse me. Hope you're having a great week and beautiful weather for the weekend. And call me 949 689-5626. Come find my website at www.mikemunzing.com, and I am here for you. Been out here lending for 20 years. Look forward to working with you. I look forward to working with your buyers. God bless you. God bless your families. And let's work together. Thanks. Bye-bye.
This is the house we used to live in. This is a place I used